Okay, so today we'll be learning about how to create a cookie clicker using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I do ask that for this tutorial you have at least a basic understanding of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, otherwise it'll be a bit harder for you to follow along. So to get started with this, you're going to want to create yourself an index.html file. Feel free to save it into whatever folder that you want. I've just saved it into this cookie clicker website tutorial folder. In this index.html file, we are holding all of our CSS, HTML, and JavaScript, just because that is easier. Okay, so you just want to save it, open it to Chrome, save it as index.html, open Chrome, and there shouldn't be anything there yet. Okay, so let's get started. I've got Emmet, so I can do that really quickly. I'll leave a link in the description below if you're interested. It's a very useful tool. So to get started, what we want to do is create a paragraph paragraph tag, and we want to just put inside it cookies, colon, and obviously start with 0 cookies in any cookie clicker. And under that, we'll create an input tag. The type is a button, and we'll call this button bake a cookie, because we like to bake cookies. And the on-click event for this can be bake cookie colon. And yeah, that'll refer to the JavaScript. Also, we want to give this an ID of cookie dash text. And if we open to Chrome, this is all we should have. Bake a cookie does nothing yet because we've attached no JavaScript to it. So just above the closing body tag, we want to put in a script tag. And well, we need to store the variable cookies somewhere, so we may as well do it here. Let's make a variable cookies, and you start with 0 because that's what you do in all cookie clickers. And oh, I did back cookie. We want to bake a cookie, not back a cookie. Okay, function bake cookie bracket curly bracket. Okay, and every time we press this button, we want the cookies to go up by 1. So shorthand for that is just cookies plus equals 1. So if we go to our website, that's all that should happen. Except it doesn't, because we haven't binded the HTML with the JavaScript yet. So while this variable goes up, it means nothing to this p tag yet, which is what we see. So to relinquish that doom, I don't know where I was going with that. We want to do document.get element by ID. And that's annoying. Document.get element by ID cookie dash text. This accesses the DOM, finds the ID cookie text, and we're going to change the inner HTML of it, which is just this. It's what's inside the 2 tags, the opening and the closing tag. We want to change that to cookies colon and plus the variable cookies. So we refresh and save. Our cookies go up by 1, which is all we wanted so far. So hey, we've got a thing that goes up by 1 every time we click it. That's basically what a cookie clicker is, isn't it? Anyway, we want to create an upgrade now, right? So this can be hiring a baker. So every time you hire a baker, every time you click, it'll go up by 2 instead of 1. If you hire a baker, if you hire 3, it'll go up by 3 more every time you click. So to do that, we'll create another input type button, and we can give this a value of hire baker, and it can be an on-click event of hire baker, bracket, and the tag. So we have on our website, hire baker, baker cookie. Currently hire baker does nothing. We can change that. So the function hire baker colon, or not colon, bracket. And right now, when we click baker cookie, it goes up by 1 because that's what we tell it to do in bake cookie. This is the 1 is the only thing that it goes up by. So if we were to hire a baker, it's not going to do anything. Every time we bake a cookie, it's still going to go up by 1. So we want to create a global variable of cookies per click, with CPC for short, and it always starts at 1. So instead of having the 1 there, which we cannot change because it's just a number, and you have to access the function every time you want to change it. So we're just going to change it to CPC, which is still 1 to start with. So it's essentially right now it's still 1, just stored in a variable. And every time we hire a baker, our cookies per click will go up by 1. So if we have a look, every time we bake a cookie, it's going up by 1. If we hire a baker, it'll go up by 2. That's cool. But then I'm just gonna keep on buying bakers and get 100 million cookies pretty easily. So we want it to cost something. So let's say it's going to cost us 20 cookies to get a baker. So what we do is we make an if statement. So if cookies is more than or equal to 20, then we can execute CPC plus equals 1. Otherwise, it's just free. And we do not want that. Else, we will alert the user, your cookies are running low, kind sir. Yeah. And then if we go here, bake cookie, hire a baker, we don't have enough cookies for that. But if we get 20, hire a baker, we do. We get 2 each time. But we don't actually get our cookies deducted because we haven't taken away the amount of cookies that it costed yet. So every time CPC goes up by 1, we got to take away the cost, which is 20. So cookies minus equals 20 every time. And what you'll notice is we still have this, your cookie's running low, but if we go to 20, it still doesn't update, at least not when we click the button, but if we update it, it goes back to 3. So we want it to update it straight away. So we just got to copy this and paste it. So what this is doing, again, is accessing the DOM, changing the inner HTML to cookies plus the variable cookies. And now every time, again, the cookie's running low. Let's get to 21. Then we lose our 20 cookies and we get 2 every time. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, we've got the basics of a cookie clicker done. This is a cookie clicker basically. This is part 1 of the series, so if you want to see a part 2 where we'll be making a cookie image to click instead of a boring old button, we'll be adding some style to it, and we might even add a few upgrades, including a cookies per second upgrade. So yeah, like the